Awesome. Welcome to the 11th episode, guys. We're back again, another week, another great topic that we're about to dive into. And welcome back to the Fifth Quarter Collective. Please like, subscribe, and share. Before we dive into things, though, how's everybody doing?
We have a new guest.
My
I know
name's
that's
Mars.
interesting.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank y'all so much for inviting me. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'm just excited to get the ball rolling.
Mars, we're happy you're here. We're super
We are.
ecstatic you're here. Thank you
Our
for being
first
the
ever
first
guest.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
so honored.
This is history. This is history.
Well, I'm excited. I know we took last week off, which is okay. I think most of the world did last week before really the college football season starts. So I think we're hitting the ground running with a great college football spectacular podcast today. So I'm excited. Bo, how's it going?
I've had quite the week. I'm just very happy and feel very blessed. Got some good news. Just had a very long week, unexpected surgeries, but it's all going to be okay. So praise be to God. Yeah, it's all going to be good.
And Luke, all is well in your neck of the woods.
Yeah, man, we're just counting the days till this house. I can get this house. So we got 1 week left, and we won't be going crazy anymore. So
Amazing.
awesome.
Well, with that, we certainly do have a draft spectacular with this college football special. And Coleman, you actually, I think, came up with the idea.
I'm not going to take credit for the idea because I did not come up with the idea. Mark Titus of the Mark Titus Show did a similar college basketball draft over the summer because they're yearning for summer college basketball content, which is very few and far between, unless you want to look into high school recruiting in the Peach Jam. If you do, like and subscribe because I can give some content and some insights. But what this is picking the perfect college football program based off of 10 different criteria, from coach to stadium to team uniform to an NFL legend to a school legend to an NIL booster, a school tradition, a location, a tailgating scene, and last but not least, a scandal. So we will then draft 10 different schools by ourselves and kind of formulate the perfect college football program. So once a school has been selected, no one is allowed to use that school for the remaining of the other categories. So let's say I, for example, would like to take Nick Saban as my coach. Therefore, once Nick Saban is taken, Jake can then not select Bryant Denny as his preferred stadium. Once the school is taken, it is completely off the list for every single category. So we're going to have about 50 different colleges and universities selected today. So I know there's a lot of prep work between all of us, and I'm excited. I think this is going to be the most fun podcast we've done so far. Very in-depth, very detailed, but should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, there's nothing bigger. We haven't attempted anything like this yet, and that's exactly why we had to bring in the big guns of Marielle for the podcast too. But I don't know if we'll ever do more prep work for an episode than this. I mean, we've been looking at it for quite a bit. I'm excited to see where people are ranking some of these different categories and who drafts who earlier there.
So it's going to be snake draft style, and you can choose where you want to select each category. We're not going to go category by category. It's going to be all the different categories will be scattered throughout the draft. I want to say the draft order is what? Mars, Bo, Luke, Jake, and myself. Was that correct? Or did I get that incorrect?
Yep.
That's correct.
Right.
So that's what it's going to look like. We'll snake it back, and it should be a lot of fun.
Yeah. And with how complex this is, we might have a little bit of a extended clock for picks if anybody needs to do a little research in between. So don't feel rushed. But with that, should we kick it off?
Let it rock. Do it.
All right, Mars, with the first pick in the 2024 College Football Draft Spectacular, who will you select?
I will be taking the Grove.
Fucking
Best.
obvious answer.
Oh,
Well, it's the best tailgating scene in college football. So that's my pick.
got it. All right. Are we doing tailgating first? Is that what we have to do?
No, you can do any Any
I'll
category, Bill.
checkerboard it.
Should we go through some of the categories?
Yeah, we have coach, uniform, stadium, NFL legend who's an alum, campus legend, NIL booster, tradition, school location, tailgating, and scandal.
All right.
Ole Miss off the board, number one. Am I
Yep.
shocked, this being an Ole Miss podcast? No.
Yeah,
No.
I love the pick. I'm jealous though.
Love
Good
the
pick.
pick. Am I shocked? No.
Okay. Can we go with stadium? I will be taking the Big House. That's my pick.
Oh,
Yes.
Michigan
let me
off the board.
So
Okay.
now, do we need
Good pick,
somebody
Bob.
writing these out so we could have at the end everybody's results?
Yep.
I don't have an Excel open, but I thought I'd throw that out there before we get too far.
Jake, do you have this?
I'm writing it on a sheet of paper here, so that should be good.
Okay, cool.
All right. I guess it's me. So I'm going to go for the NIL booster, just so I can get this off of the board. The OG of NIL boosters. We're going to go with Phil Knight and Oregon. We're going to take Oregon off the board.
Good
It's a
pick.
good pick.
Respectable.
Love it.
Respectable.
Very good pick.
Way to get them off the board.
Yep.
They're a hot
I
commodity.
had to.
Way to get them off the board.
This is tough. I think to get them off the board, I think we're going to go with the famous scandal of the SMU death penalty.
Oh,
Probably one of the most
no.
known scandals that college football has ever seen. So I'm submitting that SMU death penalty.
Jake, I love the way you think. I do. However, big boards fell. I'm also going to go scandal with the 5th pick. But in building my perfect program, do I really want to be known for paying players cheating like that? And you know what? Take all my oil money, take everything, pay my players. Do I really want to be known for that? Do I really want to be known as a school like, you know what? You cheated so much that you actually had to quit. Do I want to, from a recruiting perspective, do I want to send my son or daughter there? No. And I think you're right with the scandal. I think that's the category with the least amount of just 1As. Uniform, stadium, coach, there's a ton of 1As, 1Bs. I think once you hit 2 or 3 in scandal, you're about gone. My favorite scandal of all time, and I'm going to take that with the 5th pick because not a very popular choice, not many people know about it, but it's my favorite scandal, is the North Carolina academic fraud scandal, where football players were enrolled in fake classes so they would not have to participate in the academic portion of school. They were athlete only, made up fake classes for them to compete in or go to school in, and all they had to do was focus on football. If I'm building a school, I want my school to be football only. I don't need academics. I don't need outside noise. I don't need any of that. Sport only. So I'm going to take North Carolina academic scandal with my
Great
pick.
pick.
So with the 6th pick, there's a lot of different ways this could go. I think NIL booster is going to be my second choice. And there's a multitude of different ways we're going to go down, because you could go down the collective route or you could go down the individual person like Luke did with Phil Knight. I am going to, you know what? I'm going to go with Texas A&M and just get, the 12th man collective, and just take all of the oil money, because we had all that millions and millions of dollars to buy out Jimbo Fisher. Imagine what we can do in the future.
It's a good one.
A&M.
It's a good one. I will say, though, when we're looking at the initial team that I'm drafting, right, we're going big scandals, right? Big money, big scandals, right? We're going to keep it in that ballpark with my next pick here. And I am also going to go with NIL booster. Kind of a booster of boosters in the early age before all this NIL stuff comes out. We're going to go with Miami's own Nevin Shapiro, who was, I think, charged with like a $970 million Ponzi scheme. Definitely sentenced and multiple NCAA violations. And again, if you're not cheating, you're not trying. So
I actually took that pick. I was torn between taking Jimmy Johnson as my #1 coach from Miami and then A&M, and I was incorrect. Good pick, Jake. Good pick.
Luke, you're muted.
Back, Luke.
We knew that. We knew that. But yeah, scandals kind of seems like the hot topic here. So we're
Wait,
gonna
Jake,
go.
did you just take 2 scandals?
No. It could technically be a scandal, but Nevin Shapiro was a booster.
Okay.
He was it a scandalous booster? Yes. So maybe I get double points for that one. I don't know. We'll see.
Carry on.
Forward. Scandal that a lot of people forget about. That's not egregious, but still just kind of more funny, comical when you think about it. I'm going to go with the Tennessee Volunteers McDonald's bag scandal, where they were paying players via McDonald's bags when they were on campus tours. So Rocky Top is now off the board. I figured I would take that because that's not a terrible look. Nobody looks at Tennessee like a much worse program for doing that, but it still has history that they were trying to get an edge.
I like that.
Okay, I get 2 now, right?
Correct.
Yep.
Okay. I'm taking a coach, and I am taking Nick Saban, Alabama, in case any of y'all are wondering. And then for my stadium, I will be taking Husky Stadium, Washington, right on the lake, Seattle skyline. It's gonna be beautiful.
Mars is coming in hot.
2 great picks.
Yeah. Mars is coming in hot. Okay. Since everybody's jumping on the NIL booster, how we could go either with a huge collective or one person, I really want to snag this guy just because I'm a big fan. I want to grab Todd Graves, former LSU man who started Raising Cane's. I feel like we got to feed our athletes and make sure that everybody's covered. So, yeah, join the program. I feel like that's a great booster to have, and join the team.
Excellent choice. Excellent choice.
Thank you.
I think I'm gonna go, complete opposite direction of my last choice. We're gonna go with tradition. One of the greatest traditions in college football right now, I think, is the Iowa hand wave to the Children's Hospital. I think that's it's always great, that however many 60,000 people are waving to all these kids. It's great.
Right.
Yeah.
That's very pure of you because you fucking killed a player.
Yeah.
Yeah, way
We have
to
a great.
way to make your PR team.
Hey, you got to save face somehow, right?
Yeah. Hey, let's wave to the poor kids with cancer. Also, we're gonna kill our own players.
It hurts to laugh.
What a program you're running up there.
It hurts to laugh. Rest
What
in
a
peace,
program.
that Maryland guy. Rest in peace.
Oh, Bo, real quick, what was your last pick? What school is that tied to?
LSU.
LSU. Okay, thank you. All right. Let's see here. So I think this is tough now looking at which one to go with next. Because I think there's going to be a few that are going to start coming off the board. I think I might have to go campus legend. And I think I'm going to go with one of the best college quarterbacks ever. And I'm going to go with Tim Tebow.
Oh, that's who I had on my list.
I think when you look at college football in general, you look at those Florida teams, you think of Tim Tebow, and it just kind of is amplified by how his pro career was, so bit lackluster, but he could do it all at Florida. So I'm going to go with Timmy Tebow.
Great pick.
I love that. Love that. Now, Jake stole my initial head coach, and I have to go the head coach because I'm shocked this program's not taken off the board yet. When I think of coaches who I want to lead my program, with all the money, all the oil money in the world, all the energy money in the world, outside of Saudi Arabia, VIF, I want a coach who not just understands winning, but winning at a high level and winning in the NIL era. Now, this coach didn't coach in the NIL era. However, he has a lot of experience with paying athletes, university duties, university funding. And I'm going to take the legend, Jim Tressel from Ohio State.
Excellent.
Players coach, understand how a university works, and understands NIL. Now, we're already big time with our students not going to school, having all the money in the world, and then Jim Tressel. What does my program need? Something to distinguish them apart from everyone else. A color is so different. Yes, you can do your blue and golds, your navy and whites, your red and oranges, your red and greens, whatever. There's nothing in sports similar to the burnt orange of Texas. So I will be taking the Texas Longhorns uniform.
It's a good pick. Well, there goes my shot at taking Charlie Strong there with his time at Texas. So I guess I'm gonna have to scrap my coaching.
You didn't want to take Tom Herman? Not on the big board today?
Yeah. Little Mac Brown. Let's see. Good pick. There's a lot of good schools coming off of this. I think the question is, do we go classic right now? Do we try to save this and think that they're going to fall to a later round? I think we might have to go. I think I'm going to go with tradition. And what I'm looking at with tradition in a program, or just like a tradition that's widely known. You've seen it in the great movie Rudy. You look at Notre Dame, play like a champion, that board that they slap every time before they run out on that field. And you think of Notre Dame, historic program, those gold helmets, just can't get enough of it. So I'm going to go Notre Dame for tradition there.
Brady Quinn, now off the board.
Brady Quinn, correct.
Touchdown Jesus off the board. Those perfect uniforms off the board. Good pick, Jake. Good pick.
Now, the quick question, was that a mistake going with them for tradition instead of the uniforms? I think that's something I'll have to go back and analyze there.
It was because I was going to pick them for uniforms.
Mars is calling
It's
you
been
out.
said.
Right. Mars is not playing around.
I think I'll also go with uniforms. Get some of these bigger names off the board. I think the Southern California Trojans, the USC Trojans, have a fantastic uniform. I think it's a good classic, red, yellow, or gold, depending on how you look at it, I guess. But I think it's a solid uniform.
Luke, shocking. The USC uniforms, not Matt Leinart, Reggie Bush, OJ Simpson as your NFL legend.
We got a lot of great NFL legends on here, and I'm just waiting for those. I got those in my back pocket, waiting to go off.
Just wait for Luke to pull out like Tony Pollard from Memphis for his campus. I mean, it's going to be something absurd. So
no, you'll appreciate it, I think.
What school is it? We were just talking USC. What did you say?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, USC.
Sure. All right, I'm going to go with we need a coach. So obviously we need to win games. And you got to get the best of the best if you want to compete. So we're going to go with Kirby Smart, UGA. He's going to be my head coach.
That's good.
That's a great pick. Are we surprised he's hung around at pick 19?
Yes.
Yeah. Or that Georgia's hung around, like in general. I think that is kind of surprising.
Okay. For my pick, our school is going to need some money, so I'm taking Cuban, Indiana.
Whoa.
Love it.
Great pick,
That's
Mom.
good.
And for my second pick, I think I'm going to do. I had a plan, I forgot it. Oh, I'm going to take Auburn when the eagle flies through the stadium. Love that. Very
That's a
patriotic.
great tradition.
Great tradition, Mars. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
They have a lot of good traditions if you think about it, like Toomer's Corner, like rolling the trees. That's great. Good choice there, Mario.
Great
You're
one.
building the perfect Southern school.
Yeah.
You're killing me though with taking Bo Jackson off the board. That
Right.
man.
Right.
Well, you took my uniform vision, so
Yep.
it's
Those are all
okay. I'll
comfortable.
find another navy and gold school.
Okay, for tradition, I'm going to go up north to where I was born and raised, and we're going to bring the jump around to my university.
Yep.
I think that
Shocked it lasted this long.
yeah, I can't believe it still did. Kirby and the jump around now at the same spot. We're going to be 100,000 people jumping in the big house. Tell me this doesn't sound like a dream come true. Come on now.
Yeah, I'd like to restart the draft and have my first pick be the jump round.
Let's see here. For my next pick, I think I have to go with probably campus legend. We're going to go with Arkansas, actually. We're going to go with Darren McFadden. I think some of the stories that some of the great stories that I've read online and stuff, just absolutely hilarious. Obviously, chick magnet, but just some of the other dumb stuff that he's done. Great.
Love that.
It's an excellent pick. He was on my big board. And I'm shocked now that we're talking about Arkansas. I'm shocked that no one took the Walton family.
Mm.
I know they majority give to basketball, but I'm shocked no one took that. And the Dino Nuggets, the Razorback Nuggets.
That's cool. Honestly, great marketing.
This is a tough one. So while I'm thinking through this, I'm going to drop a little note here too. My first ever jump round, I had a torn calf muscle. I was in a walking boot, but I still did the jump round. It was my first Badger game ever. This is a hard pick here because we have coaches, we have NFL legends, which I think might be one of the easier picks. We also have uniforms, but the theme has been you need a good coach, obviously, to build a program. I think I'm going to go with a guy who always kept it very entertaining. You never knew quite what he was going to say, and he's not for everybody, but he's gonna catch some clips on Twitter, and he's gonna get the recognition of the school out there. I'm gonna go with the all-powerful Mike Leach. May he rest in peace.
Good pick.
Love it.
Okay. Rip Mike Leach.
And also modern football, throwing that thing all over the place.
Which team are you going to take him with?
Let's do.
I like that. I like that pick a lot.
Big pick. Great pick.
What round are we? The fifth round, end of the fifth round here, I believe, or sixth. I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to make a selection. Then I think we should give out our teams so far just to see what everyone has. Kind of walk us through. And with the final pick of this round, I think there's one category that is really, really limited. I mean, every school tailgates well. I mean, you have your Ole Misses of the world. You have your LSUs of the world. You have some really good tailgating scenes. However, I think there's one rowdy bunch that kind of stands out a little bit. And the way I'm building my program is just different. We're youthful, we're rich, and we're just full. And there's going to be an excitement and energy around the team, the city, and the students. And I don't think you can get that excitement without West Virginia tailgate. So I'm going to take them, pencil them in.
Fun fact, toured West Virginia actually. Almost, I didn't like it. Wasn't a good fit, but definitely could see why it's a rowdy school.
You stole my pick, Coleman. That was a sleeper one. Burning couches on the street. I mean, yeah. I mean, what else could you?
How could you not want that within your student body?
It's a good one.
And I think, and no, actually, let's go through let's go through and read out what we have so far, just so the public knows.
All right.
Mars, do you want to go first?
Just like what I have for each category?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My coach is Nick Saban, Alabama. My stadium, Husky Stadium, Washington. Mark Cuban, Indiana, for NIL Booster. The Eagle, Auburn, for tradition. And then the Grove, for Ole Miss.
It's a solid team.
Yeah. Great picks. Okay. Coach Kirby Smart, Georgia. Stadium, the Big House, Michigan. NIL Booster, Todd Graves, LSU. School tradition, the Jump Around, Wisconsin. And the scandal is the Tennessee McDonald bags.
Excellent. For my uniform, USC, campus legend, we're going with Darren McFadden at Arkansas. NIL Booster, Phil Knight at Oregon. Tradition, like waving at the kids in Iowa. And last but not least, DJ Durkin in Maryland. So
That's so bad, Luke.
yeah. I know. Hey, but if in my defense, scandals aren't supposed to be good. I mean, if you think about it, bad is bad, but I don't know.
There you go.
I mean,
I'm glad you
cheating
said
on
it. I'm
tests
glad you
or
said
paying people, but then you got there's a lot of assault stuff, and people are,
Why did your mind jump to assault? What type of what type of program are you running at?
I don't know, but those are just all the ones people getting caught with.
Oh,
okay?
but you know what? Let's wave to the cancer patients.
Luke's school has the highest paid PR team. Like the payroll just for PR is ridiculous.
Right.
So far I have the SMU death penalty for scandal. I've got Nevin Shapiro from Miami for the booster. We then have Tim Tebow for the campus legend. We have Notre Dame's play like a champion for tradition. And then with my latest pick, I took Mike Leach as the head coach.
Jake, I have a question. So
Yep.
Does your team play like a champion on and off the field with their death penalty, and then Nevin Shapiro supplying as many hookers, blow, prostitutes?
Hey,
With
We
Tim
all-
Tebow as the face, what is with just you guys have a PR face of the program, and then
You have to-
all of this stuff occurring at the back half?
you have to think of the bigger picture, right? What the
Oh, I
public's not seeing a lot of this money
The public
until
is
it's
seeing. The public.
until it's surfaced on ESPN and like the federal indictments. But we have Tim Tebow out there. We have Mike Leach saying some crazy things. Like it's a little like shiny object, hide the ball, it's going to work.
I am.
And you think the public can see that?
Yeah, right.
I think our fan base will be okay. I
Okay.
think we'll be okay. Wait till you see where our fans are going to be located. I think that's why I think we'll be all right.
So my coach is Jim Tressel from the Ohio State. We're going to wear the burnt orange of Texas, and also be funny enough funded by Texas A&M Athletics and the 12th Man Foundation. We're going to tailgate like they do in Morgantown with West Virginia, and our scandals, North Carolina academic scandal, because I do not want my players going to class. So
Good. You got to
That's what we
focus on
have.
football. Yeah.
focus on football. That's right.
I like
so that's
that.
what we have up through round 5.
Awesome.
So now starting up round 6, I think similar to tailgating, there are a lot of different traditions, locations, boosters that you can have. But I think there's minimal campus legends because everyone who succeeds in college football mainly translates it to the NFL. Except for one man who was larger than life, which my program is. And come to think of it, who do I want coming back on Saturdays to go tailgating, jump in on tables, burning couches, speaking to my alumni, speaking to my team? I think there's one man who's really up for that job, and that's Brian Bosworth from Oklahoma, the Boz. So we'll go Bosworth as my
That's a
campus
good
legend.
pick.
You said Oklahoma?
Oklahoma.
That's good. That's good.
Good pick.
Okay, let's see. The 27th pick. I have uniforms, stadiums, school location, tailgates still on the table here. I think we got to start narrowing down and figuring out like the look of this team. So I'm going to go with a pick that I love the uniforms. I'm going to go with Tulane. I really like their color schemes, their mascot. They have a lot of different things they can go with there.
New Orleans also off the board for location.
So, we're looking. A lot of good things have been taken off the board. My big board is shrinking. It's becoming a small board. But I think for my team to at least, once again, stick to the PR and kind of shy away from the football. We do not have a coach or a legend yet, so we don't know the state of our program. But tailgating, we're going to go with South Carolina. South Carolina having the streetcars, I think, is excellent. But yeah, I think we're just putting up the facade right now. You know, it's a
Yeah.
facade team.
Dang, that's literally was my pick. Kudos to you. I can't even be mad. But I did have a backup. Penn State for tailgating is who I want. I want the rowdy people. Those kids, especially during the night game, always are a 10 out of 10 on the electric scale. And now that they have the jump around to look forward to, I think that's going to be a fantastic addition. So Penn State for tailgating is what I'm going to rock.
Okay. For my next two picks, I'm going to do my scandal first, mostly because I texted Coleman about a question of my other pick. For my scandal, I'm going to do Florida State. I didn't want my scandal to be anything where it was like academic related. I want my kids to go to class so they get an education. That way, if they get hurt, they have a future. That's some shade to you, Coleman. I don't want it to be anything shady or anything like that. So I'm going to go with the 1990s free shoe scandal where they bought them $6,000 worth of shoes. You got to have good equipment if you're going to do good on the field.
Love that. And what school was this? I'm sorry?
Florida State.
Florida
Go
State.
Seminoles.
Look good, feel good, play good, I guess.
For my next pick, Coleman, you didn't answer my question, so I'll just ask it here. Can I pick UCLA as a location even though someone else picked USC?
You may.
Okay, well then I'm picking UCLA and I'm putting my southern school in California.
Wow. Okay, Mars coming in hot. All right. I like it. That was a good pick. Okay, somehow these you
is off the board with that pick.
got that right.
The granddaddy of them all. Good pick, Mars.
I'm
Thanks,
bouncing right now between the either going location or uniform, but I really want to lock in these uniforms because I think they have some of the cleanest alternative uniforms in college football. And that's going to be Clemson. I love when they have the purple uniforms they can rock with. I feel like that's a great switch up. Coleman looks
You like those?
Absolutely. You don't?
They're disgusting.
Purple. Well, when my team beats
The
yours
most
and we're wearing
Might be
purple, I
the
want
most
you to recall.
disgusting uniforms in collegiate athletics.
Hey, the McDonald's bags get some purple uniforms. That's what we're about, okay?
That's all you can
My
afford on
team-
those tickets.
When my team beats yours, we'll recall this conversation. I'll be wearing purple that week, okay?
You can wear purple.
Okay. Put Clemson for uniforms.
Looking like
this week.
Barney.
They do not look like Barney. They do not look like Barney.
Jim Charles's
Anywho.
going to fucking whisper on the sidelines. God damn, their team looks like Barney over there.
Oh, Barney, man. So it's just coming down, man. We could be a PR nightmare. Keep being a PR nightmare. Now, this person wasn't much of a PR nightmare during his time at college, but in his pro career, we'll go with our NFL legend here from Southern Miss. We could go Brett Favre, the Green Bay Packer, Brett Favre. His later years, he seemed to be an interesting dude.
The day
So
of
we're
the
going to kill kids. No, we're gonna kill players. Let me just get this straight. We're going to kill players. We're going to defraud the good people of the state of Mississippi. We're going to wave at cancer patients. And what was the final one?
What was the last straw?
Oh, what was your scandal? No, what was you had one more?
The Maryland.
Yeah. What
The
type
Maryland.
of program? Honestly, Luke.
Yeah, Luke,
What
where's
are we
the
running?
thought process? Yeah.
An absolutely great one. It just, honestly, it might be very metaphorical in how schools aren't as clean as it may seem, but we're just very open about it.
Like a sleaze bag of a school.
All right. It's a tough act to follow there. I think I'm going to go with location here. Excuse me, I'm going to go with stadium choice. Also because it's very much tied into the unique field. And we're going to go with Boise State. Going to go with that bluegrass field. Not really going to go with the Tulane uniforms. We're not going to worry about that, but it'll be a selling piece for recruits. And again, get some more interesting TV time.
I love that. I love that. I think there's two clear categories that I need to select, and they are tradition and location. I'll go location first, just for the act of the exercise. And when you guys build a collegiate athletic program, yes, I love the LA pick. Big, glitz, glamour. How are you going to recruit? But where else is big, glitz, glamour with a gigantic fan base that is completely untapped? Chicago. The Big Ten home. I'm going to go Northwestern as a location. I'm going to go Chicago.
Great pick.
I
Great
looked.
pick.
There's a couple other choices you could go around the country, but I think I'm going to land in Chicago, and we're going to choose Northwestern.
Question.
Yes.
I believe Northwestern's a completely dry campus. Are you going to be running into any issues with that?
I'm not. I'm choosing Chicago as my
Okay.
location, not just Evansville, because now they're playing in Wrigley Field.
Mm,
So I would technically get Wrigleyville.
that's sweet.
That's a good pick. Okay. Much respect.
And you know what my fans are going to be doing after they fucking burn couches, drink about 24 to 50, about 24 to 30 beers before they go into the stadium? You know what they're going to be doing as their tradition? Just imagine all of Chicago, the nation's fourth largest city, rallying around your team because it's Chicago's collegiate team. Just how Syracuse is New York's college team, which is crap. Don't buy that at all. But this is Chicago's team. The Bears suck. You need something to root for in the fall. So we're Chicago's team. You need a great tradition. Enter Sandman from Virginia Tech. Imagine
No.
wait for the stadium. Just wait for the stadium. Imagine how loud this proverbial stadium will be when you come in from a West Virginia tailgate from Wrigleyville and you hear fucking Enter Sandman. And your players are dumb as hell because they haven't gone to class. They're just hyped up and ready to go. So Enter Sandman with Virginia Tech is my tradition.
Playing a group of Thad Castles today when you played Coleman Young's football.
In front of a rowdy crowd.
Right.
But the thing is, we're not a local team. You can pick old Clemson, you can pick old Oxford. We are a national brand. The Dallas Cowboys, led by Jim Tressel. With that burnt orange uniform, what more do you need? What more do you need?
I love that. Chicago's cute, but I'm going to turn it up a notch here with this next one.
I know what you're going to choose.
I think with location-wise, when you're thinking about some of the trouble my team's probably already in with boosters and scandals and things like that, where else is money moving behind the scenes every day, all day around sports? We're moving this team to Las Vegas. And mainly because we're going to have entertainment. We're going to have a heck of a time for these recruits when they're on their trips. And again, maybe we're able to funnel some unique money into the school system through some hush-hush ways. So
now
we're going to Vegas.
My question for you is, do you think that's a distraction to your team? That they're playing in Vegas, that these 18-year-old kids going out there with the clubs, the strippers, the glitz, the glamour, the outside influences. Do you think that's going to affect your roster?
Hey,
and how do you think parents are going to feel when they're sending their son, my baby boy, you go meet them in their living room and said, your baby boy is going to be fine with me in Las Vegas?
My idea for this program, it's going to be quite similar to how we watched the Netflix show Last Chance U, where we're going to take a lot of these disheveled players that just want a home. They probably don't know how to read. They maybe have some attitude issues. They probably aren't that coachable. And whatever they do outside of the field, we're going to kind of turn a blind eye to it. But when they walk through that tunnel and they slap play like a champion, game's on. Game's on, baby.
You're literally trying to recreate the Florida Gators. That's literally what it is. You got like half the team is going to be arrested by week 7. That's literally what's going on.
Next man up.
Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy. My options are dwindling here, but I think what's not dwindling is the great coach Kyle Whittingham at Utah. An absolute beast. When he was on the Pat McAfee show this past season, he rolls up on a Harley. And as you know, my team is all about just the facade, how we look. Do we look cool? At least we may not be good on the field, but at least we can look good on social media and all that. But we're just vomiting everywhere right now.
Luke, I don't
Love
even know
that.
what to say to you right now. I don't even know what to say.
Yeah, I know. I'm a terrible person.
Okay, I don't think that. I think you're a great guy. Continuing,
Thank you.
campus legend. You want somebody who's fun, people look at. He might have had a great call or pro career and was still good in college, but he's more known for his antics outside of football, being more of a likable kind of guy. A guy you'd probably want to bring out with you on a bachelor trip. We're going to go with Rob Gronkowski from Arizona. That's going to be the campus legend.
Love that.
That is my pick.
Okay, I'm picking my uniforms. I've not given up on having navy and gold, so I'm going to do Cal's uniforms. And
Clean,
then,
classic. Love it.
thank you. For my NFL legend, who's an alum, I'm going to go with Terry Bradshaw, Louisiana Tech. 14 seasons with the Steelers, quarterback, and he's funny. You got to have the personality there. So, those are my picks.
Good picks, Mars.
Those are two. So I like the Terry Bradshaw selection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Relevant. Good to have with the alumni, relate to older, younger. I like that. I like that a lot.
All right. I'm going to follow same footsteps as Mars right now. Go NFL legend. Who's an alum? Who's probably one of the most electrifying college players and professional quarterbacks right now that continuously wins MVP out of the Northeast? Lamar Jackson from Louisville. Bring him to the team.
I have a question.
Absolutely.
What happens if you want him to speak to your alumni?
You know, in our program,
Say a couple words, interview.
he does have a South Florida accent, so I think what we're just gonna do is get him up there, like get him all fired up, like pregame, you know, because like half the time pregame you're just yelling words, like one guy speaking, everybody else is kind of do like the yeah. We just need the guys to get like fired up for Lamar. Like he's like, all right, our team on three, and everybody's like, oh, let's go. And then he's beating everybody out of the tunnel when he runs, so that's fine. You're gonna be led by him. But yeah, I mean, he could give a speech. Maybe we could work on that at my university. Once you see where the location is, it'll all tie together.
Love it.
Yeah, I love it. All right. So I only have stadium and school location. Well, I think in my mind, they kind of go, they're almost same, at least how I'm going to pick it. So school location, I'm going to go with Colorado. Boulder, absolute beautiful place. Hopefully people will be then distracted of how crazy our team will be on and off the field. And, you know, some of the things that players could get caught with is legalized.
What are those things, Luke?
We might get taken down if that's the case. That's the one thing I can't say.
Oh, this is hard. What do I have left here? I have tailgates, which all of the really awesome ones are out. And then I have NFL legend. Tailgates, probably not my most comfortable pick, but when I'm thinking of what's a tailgate we could try to get going in Las Vegas in terms of not for popularity, they're not widely known for this, but just of like people are going to show up because they care. We're going to go with Purdue Boilermakers. Everybody turns out in Purdue. That's what's going on. They show up for their team, and there's nothing sexy about that pick, but I'm going to go with just solid Purdue.
I love that.
Good pick.
My final two picks to finish out I'd say my winning draft. Stadium and NFL legend. Now I want you to picture this. Chicago. Tailgating. Wrigleyville. Couches. Burning. Enter Sandman. Money. Thad Castle. What are you going to put in Chicago? You're not going to put Soldier Field. That's a dump. Chicago even wants to build a new stadium, which is why you throw Memorial Stadium in from Nebraska, right in the heart of Chicago. 100,000 plus. Enter Sandman. Your team with Thad Castle's running out. I'm about to get this shit beat out of you. So I'm going to go Nebraska. Stadium. And then my NFL legend. I think there's a lot of good legends you can choose from. great Hall of Famers, great players, lifelong NFL players. However, I think there's something about my team where I want to gather the young audience. You know, like pick someone who's still in the spotlight today. Not a current player, but a former player who's still talked about, who's funny, who's charming, who can make everyone laugh, but is still a good, funny representation of my team. I'm going to go Chad Ochocinco from Oregon State.
You
Great
bastard.
pick. Great pick.
To round out my draft.
You didn't want to go with Unk?
I didn't want to go with Unk. I'm going to go. I did not. Where did he go? Like Savannah State?
You didn't? Oh, I get. Yeah, that was for NFL legend. I almost said you didn't want to go Doug Gottlieb. Forget it. Stop.
Did not want to
All
go
good.
Doug Gottlieb.
Yeah.
But no, I'm going to go Ocho. And we'd get the Unk and Ocho podcast live from campus pregame. Almost like Paul Feinbaum, SEC Fridays. We'll go Unk and Ocho Fridays in Chicago. Show them the club. They'll love it. So we'll go Oregon State. Chad
I like
Ochocinco.
that. And Coleman, what the previous pick before that? What was the school?
Nebraska with the
Okay.
stadium.
Okay.
All
right.
Keep laughing at mine.
Can I say something as well? Not to beat a dead horse. They sold out the stadium for women's volleyball. Imagine what they could do in a stadium like that in Chicago with all the fans drunked up. Imagine. With the fighting Thad Castles out there. Holy shit.
That's fair. They can sell out volleyball. They can do a lot. You could have bussing with the boys. I mean, yeah, a lot of possibilities.
Yeah, we're a media darling. In addition to an on-field darling.
We are not.
So I have NFL legend left here. There's a lot of different ways I could go this. I was like, do I think of someone insane and crazy to mold with the scandals in Las Vegas? And do I just go like CTE Antonio Brown? No, I don't. That's a little too far in that direction where that's probably not a great spokesperson you want there. So again, we're going to go with a little more put together guy. Kind of looks like Superman, well respected, was an absolute monster throughout his NFL career. We're going to go with linebacker Luke Kuechly from Boston College, one of my favorite NFL players ever with how he played the game, his coverage ability, and also just diving into his reads. He was unstoppable and dominant. So one of my favorite players, a little bit of a biased pick, but again, we need somebody out there in the public that's painting a really good picture and covering up all the shady things going on behind the scenes there.
I like it. I like it a lot. All right. For my last pick, I wanted to go historic for the stadium. I wanted to go, how old can we go? First one, the first oldest stadium, I think, is Franklin Field at Penn, but I didn't want that one. It's not big enough for all the ex-cons that are going to be my fan base, I guess. And then Ole Miss, Vaught Hemingway, that already got taken. Davis Wade Stadium already got taken. So the next thing I'm going to have to go with is Bobby Dodd Stadium in Atlanta at Georgia Tech. Big enough, old enough, just for us.
Good pick.
Was Calvin Johnson Georgia Tech?
Yep.
I believe so, yes.
Wow. Crazy. All right, last one for me is stadium location. And what is a school that is always getting kicked down, beat up in football, never looked at as a real game, almost like a bye week in the SEC? And that's me.
I was torn between this and Chicago. I was torn.
Why not bring the greatest football superpower to a city that's on the up and up, and they need a college football team? Tennessee's the closest college football team. It's like 2 hours away. And the weird thing about people in Tennessee is they're either a Titans fan or they're a Rocky Top fan. But out in Knoxville, apparently there's nothing. So why not bring it together? Let's make it the greatest. We got Vandy. We got Broadway about 2 miles away after the game that everybody can go have a great time at. People are going to be flying in across the country supporting our team. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Vandy and Nashville as my location for my team.
Great location pick.
Love it.
Hey, I guess that's me. Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say I was torn between Nashville and Chicago, but I thought my team was more suited for Chicago, but I love the pick, though. Love the pick.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, for the last pick in the draft, to round out what I think has been the best team created tonight, I have the best coach, Nick Saban, the best tailgate, Ole Miss, and now all I need left is a campus legend. So I'm going to go with Robert Griffin III, won the Heisman Trophy. He was beloved, electric, outgoing, all the things that my school that I've created are. So it just makes sense to round it out that way. So that is my pick.
Did you have Tavon Austin on there at all?
Who is that?
Might be one of some of the most electrifying highlight. Coleman, you'll have to show her that one day. That's.
I will.
You'll get there.
In all honesty, I think Mars and I have the best teams. Like no joke.
What are you talking about?
Luke and Jake.
Luke, your team is going to jail.
Yeah, Luke's team's probably going to be suspended like indefinitely. Jake's team's going to have a great first 3 weeks, and then they're going to be like shoplifting at insert store.
My team's likely gonna follow the path of like Georgia this season of just like all of these reckless driving, like DUIs. Where I think ultimately what will do us in is there's going to be a point shaving scandal, no doubt, with us being.
1,000%.
And you get Nevin Shapiro in there. Like it's Luke and I. We probably won't even have football programs after 3. It'll be completely different. It'll be merged into a different school.
Talk about the death penalty.
Right.
Oh.
Right. Yeah, Coleman's got a good idea of the Thad Castle programs. It's just like, I don't know if you could read a defense, so that's going to be your problem. That's about it.
No, but we have Jim Tressel, quarterback whisperer. He had Troy Smith as a Heisman Trophy winner while he was there. We're a well-coached football team.
I'm just telling you my 2 cents. I think Mars or I probably have the best teams. With the best coaches. I mean, Kirby Smart and Saban usually are, when they had a few years, they're just back and forth with one another. So, just saying.
What kind of zooming out from this a little bit, when you're looking at this, what do you think is the most important category when you're building this?
Certainly not scandal. Definitely coach.
Coach?
I disagree.
Hit it, Coleman.
I think there's a lot of coaches that you could choose from who have won at a consistent level. I think when you choose a coach, you have to choose a coach who's a program builder, also can coach in the new age of football because you have an NIL booster. I don't think you can go out and choose Newt Rodney from Notre Dame. What's he, the winningest coach of all time? Or Bear Bryant. I mean, Bear Bryant you can do. He's inclusive now. He was revolutionary. Granted, different times. Was revolutionary for the time, though. But I think if you choose a coach who's a great coach, but can still kind of manage the NIL, manage the program, manage the outside noise, I think you'd be okay. Because all of these coaches are great, won national championships, except for Jake's with Mike Leach. Bit of a stretch there, bit of a legacy pick, in my opinion. But
if I could pick a coach, and this is going to sound dumb, I honestly would pick Bob Huggins, even though he's never coached football, just for the culture building. Like, I feel like, even though, again, West Virginia, very different than Las Vegas, but I feel like the people would love him, right? They buy into the program.
You could just bring back Tark and have him coach fucking football.
Yeah, right.
Jerry
Yeah,
Tark.
I mean, I guess Huggins he's in the same line of Jaron Duran right now from the Red Sox, but it's okay. We overlook those small things.
Any honorable mentions that any schools that we failed to miss that you guys had on your big boards?
I got all mine.
Mississippi Valley State, Jerry Rice.
Wow.
No one was ever going to choose that one.
I had a very long list of schools that had navy and gold uniforms for when Notre Dame was taken.
I'm shocked no one took
I would
Memphis.
pick Akron if I had to.
Go ahead, Mars. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say, if I didn't get Notre Dame or Cal, my next pick was Akron. I was determined. Those were the colors I wanted.
I like the consistency.
A couple of things that stood out to me. I'm shocked no one took Memphis with the FedEx money coming in.
Yeah.
That was a big one. And then Florida State as well. I mean, that could have been, you had to dig a little deep, but if they're going to get it paid out by JP Morgan to leave the ACC, insurmountable wealth there.
I figured somebody would do the like Seminole for like
Yeah.
tradition or
That
name
was
day
my number
thing.
one tradition.
Oh, I really wanted the I Won't Back Down, Tom Petty, but someone took Florida.
Mhm.
You know what? I'm shocked. No one took the Army-Navy game of like you choose one of those schools, you'd have the entire week to yourself.
Yep. I had that listed on mine. One guy, so I know I went with Leach. One guy who I really wanted to, again, when we're looking at coaches, I really wanted Urban Meyer. I think that would have just like played into the shit show of everything going on.
Oh yeah, he embodies it. He's a great
Yeah,
coach though.
he coached Florida with Tebow.
I know.
Yeah, it's unreal to see what Luke picked this whole time. I'm still like somewhat.
Yeah, Luke
Me
really,
too. Honestly, me too. Yeah.
Like it got
Yeah.
worse and worse each round. I was like, oh, maybe he had a bad pick. I was like, no, he knows exactly what he's doing.
yeah,
Luke
Luke
said,
really
"I'm
leaned
gonna-
into it.
Well, then I'm going to take another scandal.
Yeah.
I got a lot of scandals, unfortunately. These people are. This isn't clean money. Maybe the Phil Knight is clean money. Phil Knight should not be on my team. He's too clean.
Luke basically drafted the ISIS of college football.
Luke's going to get a lot of media coverage.
For all the wrong
Hey,
reasons.
what is it? Good pub and bad. What is it? All pub is good pub.
All publicity is
Right.
good publicity.
Right. Fair.
I don't know if that's where I'm trying to send my son.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
good.
do we send him to the league?
Pub is good pub.
I don't think you get the
We said-
5 stars, put it that way. You might get the 3-star wild, like, roll the dice with this guy. Like, grades aren't too high. But I don't think you're getting the 5 stars.
Developmental. It's all developmental. It's like scuba. It's like East Mississippi Community College.
All I'm saying, Coleman, is you definitely send your kid to my school when you have Mike Leach talking to you about like something completely off topic, like bird migration and how it's great weather in Nevada, while Nevin Shapiro and everybody else is out in the clubs, just like showing the athletes a good time. I think you would be sweet talked into sending them into the program.
No, I would never send my son there because, like Bo said, like by week 3, he'd be caught by either shoplifting, driving while impaired.
Yeah, hey, why did you put the
Prison.
gambling debt of $40,000 3 weeks into your freshman year of college?
Yeah, we'd sign a huge deal with the MGM Grand, and then our players would be suspended for making their usernames on those accounts like their exact name.
They're tipping picks.
But yeah, I think Mars has the most wholesome team. I think LA was an odd spot to put your team.
No, here's the thing. Here's my thought process. LA needed my team. They needed a good, wholesome Southern team to just really turn things around up there.
I think Clemson needed your team, or like Birmingham.
Yeah,
No, they already
keep it in
have
the South.
Birmingham. I'm breaking into a new market.
I
He likes viewership.
Oh no, Memphis maybe would have been okay, but
Yeah, LA was a bit of a reach. I would have loved LA personally. My team just kind of embodies that: the money, the drunkenness, the pride, the tradition, the colors. I don't know.
my
Let's
my
move
number
on.
one location was Des Moines, but obviously Luke's covering up for all the other shit going on. So that was awesome though. I love that draft, and that went a lot smoother than I thought it was going to go too.
We like these drafts. We're gonna have to do this again. Maybe I won't have such an abomination this time or next time. I think that's all I'm good at drafting is abominations. If you think about the last draft we did, that was an abomination.
we can only
Brunette
pray.
Adore.
Yeah, we can only pray for you.
True.
Mars, thank you though. You first guest, probably one of the best teams, if not the best team on the pod. You absolutely smoked
Crushed
some
it.
of these quote experts up here, and yeah, fantastic job.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me. This was so fun. I always wonder what y'all are up to on Tuesdays, so now I got to see for myself.
Right. Right.
When we get the checks from YouTube, don't worry, you'll get your portion for all the viewership and revenue share. So it'll be all right.
Sounds good.
But I think we have SEC preview next week, I believe.
Mhm.
College football's right on the corner. It starts next Saturday. So I think
Yes.
we're thinking about doing an SEC and Big Ten preview.
Yep.
Potential look ahead towards next week.
We'll
But anything
we'll try
else
to
from you guys? Preseason started last week. New kickoff rule. Anything?
It's not a
Dumb.
yeah, not a fan.
yeah, dumb.
I didn't know players were wearing the Guardian caps in these preseason games. Jonathan Taylor wearing the Guardian cap in the game. I understand he's going to take some hits, but he's only going to be in the game for like a drive.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
fan.
It's interesting. I hate the kickoff though. I was watching that the whole time. I was like, I don't know.
Sam
get it.
Darnold year. JJ McCarthy went down.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of any like early hot takes just from seeing the NFL preseason games.
Is
I
there
think
only a few good NFC teams? Like, there's not that many. I can think of
Niners.
Bears. Niners, yes. The Niners, the Eagles, maybe.
the
You
Packers?
didn't just say the Bears, did you
The
really?
You said the Packers.
No, I wasn't going to say the Bears, but I think they found the quarterback. I don't think they're going to be as good as your quarterback there. But, yeah.
Yeah. I think Love's going to light it up. I think Malik Neighbors is going to be great next year, but he's stuck with Daniel Jones. The only other things I would say is for anybody that is continually listening right now and you're doing fantasy drafts, sleeper would be grab Jalen Tolbert from the Dallas Cowboys. He's going to get a lot of looks. He's going to have a great year this year with CeeDee Lamb and that passing offense. So snag him while you can.
Love
But
it.
yeah, we'll do
Awesome.
SEC and Big Ten previews next week, huh?
Yeah, great pod. Great pod.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Awesome.
guys, for listening. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please like and subscribe. Thank you, Mars, for coming on the pod.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Big thanks to Mars.
Thanks, Mark.
Awesome.
You're welcome.
Well, we'll see all of you next week. Thanks again for tuning in.